Presenter Naomi Lloyd, Euronews, on Twitter at Naomi Lloyd TV.
Hello and welcome to Real Economy. Around 87 million people in Europe have some kind of disability. And many of us are likely to face one in our lifetimes, be it from an accident or illness. Having a job is the best way to ensure independence and social inclusion. But less than half of people with disabilities are in work. Coming up, we meet the woman breaking down barriers in the workplace, and I quiz the Commissioner for Equality on what action's being taken. But first, Fanny Gorre heads to Spain, where success stories are underway.
A bird's eye view across the city of Madrid.
In Spain, the number of people with disabilities in work has increased by over 20% in 6 years. In Madrid, the ONCE Foundation supports projects that aim to help improve the lives of people with disabilities. Projects like Digital Talent, a job placement programme that offers digital and technological training.
A young brunette woman makes her way into work.
Alicia, who is hearing impaired, has got her first job as an app tester.
Alicia Gomez Escribano.
When my colleagues are speaking, I can't concentrate, so they gave me a quiet space to work. It means I now have less headaches. They're also looking to buy me noise-reducing headphones.
Alicia talks with a colleague.
Alicia's company has adopted a social integration plan.
Ana Belén Blanco del Campo.
I think the key is good communication between the work manager and the employee with regard to the work they're doing and what they may need. The company must reflect what society really is.
Reporter Fanny Correa walks into a building marked Talento Digital.
Digital Talent trains people with disabilities in new technologies.
David Alonso.
We're taking advantage of a huge niche in the job market. Training people who will be just as productive as people who don't have a disability. People with disabilities should be present in all sectors of society.
Alicia's starting her career in a dynamic sector where she feels integrated. This is one of the ambitions of the European Pillar of Social Rights.
Presenter Naomi Lloyd.
Fanny's next stop is Krakow in Poland to meet a woman who's blazing a trail for equality in the workplace.
St Mary's Basilica in Krakow's main square. Reporter Fanny Correa.
I'm meeting Monica here in Krakow. She's an expert in diversity and integrating people with disabilities into the workplace.
Monica smiles warmly.
I have a motoric disability. I got sick when I was 2. And my general disease is dermatomyositis, which is causing limitations in my moving around, but also it has brought me internal diseases.
There was no tram on the bridge there, and I had to walk something like 5
In Europe, around 30% of people with disabilities obtain a degree, compared to more than 40% for people without disabilities.
I was lucky enough that my parents were always explaining me that I can't be working physically. I need to work with my mind. I was planning to graduate from pedagogical university, but it was inaccessible for me in terms of city transport.
At home, Monica works at the computer with her daughter beside her.
So Monica graduated in languages step by step. She worked her way up to her dream job. However, losing their disability allowance is another barrier people with disabilities face when they get a job.
Yeah, they are filming me all day long.
I think that lifting limits would be very beneficial because I have lots of expenses, for example, for my medicines on a monthly basis. And even if I'm working, it's always challenging to cover all the expenses. I think education is the key, and awareness among all employees to be inclusive and thinking of other people like they would be thinking about themselves. There are more and more people with disabilities around us. Like me, they deserve really great opportunities at work to be active and to live their lives to the fullest.
Monica plays with her children. Presenter Naomi Lloyd.
Well, here at the European Parliament, there is legislation, the European Employment Directive. And last year, the European Commission adopted the Disability Rights Strategy, which sets out initiatives that support the right to live independently and to participate equally in all areas of life. At the European level, I'm going to be speaking to Commissioner for Equality, Helena Dalli. Why are we still in a situation in Europe where people with disabilities face so many obstacles to get into the workplace?
Where to begin? It's a problem which we really need to address. People with a disability, but they encounter so many problems. And when it comes to entering the labour market, even beginning earlier with their education, for instance, and access to education. So really, we have to look at this reality from the perspective of the rest of society, what it is doing in order to enable its citizens to enter the labour market. Employers should provide reasonable accommodation for people with disabilities.
What is the European Commission doing to tackle these barriers?
Well, we have the strategy, now the disability strategy, and in this strategy we deal with what we are talking here about, so there's the disability employment package, whereby we speak about the need of this reasonable accommodation and how to encourage and help people with disabilities to enter the labour market. And we have the disability platform, for instance, also where different organizations meet and exchange good practices. I make it a point that I meet persons with disabilities because they are the experts about their reality there, and we share what we learn with social partners, and there's this conversation going on.
Commissioner, many thanks indeed for being with us here on Real Economy.
Thank you.
Real Economy, in association with the European Commission.